No, in fact, you aren't too old, and it's not too late. Giving ourselves the proper credit and big prayers to Taylor's mom.
Welcome to the Hopefulist, a daily talk show hosted by veteran broadcaster Wendy McClure. Join Wendy each day as she shares her life lessons that transformed her from perpetual pessimist to the ultimate hopefulist. The perfect morning show to get you caught up on the day's top stories while sharing insights that will lead to positive transformation and bring out the hopefulist in you. For more inspiration, visit Hopefulist.com. And now, here's your host and hopefulist, Wendy McClure.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Wednesday, January 22nd, 2020. It's day 131 of Gotta Get On Ellen. 10 days to go on my 30-day challenge. Tomorrow, I will be in the single digits. It's been a long 20 days. It's been a long 20 days. I saw one of those funny pictures on Facebook yesterday that said it feels like it's January 74th. Yeah, January's the worst. It's the worst. So I wanted to say a quick prayer for Taylor Swift's mom. This poor woman has really had her way more fair share than health issues. She is going through her second bout of cancer, and during chemotherapy, they apparently found a brain tumor. So the family is trying to decide what type of treatment to use moving forward, but yeah, she's not been having a great time with all of this. So big prayers to Taylor's mom, hoping for the best possible outcome. I went out and met with my girl Megan yesterday. We went to How You Brewin' for some coffee and to catch up. Ran into a friend of mine, my friend Greg, who I've known for a very long time. We used to hang out back in the day when I lived here the first time, back in the early O's. And he was part of the boat crew. I used to have a group of friends, and every Sunday we would get out onto the boat, Joey's boat. You know, the better way to have a boat is to have a friend with a boat. I don't really believe that, because then you just have to wait for the invitation and you can't go whenever you want. But back then, we used to go every Sunday. We would go to Atlantic City by boat, or we would go up north to Bayville. There was a place called the Water's Edge. That's ultimately where Joe and I got married. I knew about that because of Sunday boat days, and it's a beautiful spot. So I've known Greg from back then. Now, he's a bartender in one of the areas, and it's funny because I always see him at How You Brewin'. I've been to How You Brewin' maybe, let's say, 20 times in my life. I've seen Greg 15 out of 20. He just must spend a lot of time there. So I was sitting in one of the very comfy chairs with my friend Megan yesterday, and we were chatting, and he walked by, and he's like, "Hey, Wendy." And I don't know if he, because almost right away, and I thank goodness for people like this. It's cold here. He was bundled up in a coat, and he had a knit hat on. And I guess I just looked at him right away like, "Who the heck are you?" And he's like, "It's Greg, it's Greg." I'm like, "Oh, thank goodness for people like that," right? Isn't it the worst when someone comes up and says hi to you and you have no clue who they are, and then they just stare at you like waiting for you to recognize them? It's the most awkward thing. And you're just putting that person in such a horrible position. If you could see that somebody's not recognizing you, just say who you are. I do that. Do you remember me? It's Wendy. Oh, yeah. Okay. In fact, I ran into a friend, and I haven't seen her in a very long time. She's not somebody that I hung out with on a regular basis. I used to hang out with her husband, and I'm actually going to talk about when I used to hang out with him. He was part of my pool crew. I had a boat crew, had a pool crew. No wonder I loved living here so much. That also back in the day in the early O's. But they got married not that long ago. But, I've seen her out with him, and I've run into her from time to time. But I just ran into her recently at the grocery store. It was very early, like when they first opened, and she comes running out in her pajamas with just a newspaper. And I kind of chuckled, and then I realized, I'm like, I think I know her. And I was like, oh, hey. I'm like, I know you. I'm like, but I forget your name. And she's like, oh, it's Debbie. She goes, and I forget your name too. I'm like, it's Wendy. So it made me actually feel really good that she forgot my name too. So, just be honest. Just be like, don't set somebody up to make them feel awkward. You can see in somebody's face that they don't recognize you. Just be like, hey, it's Wendy. Okay. Not only that, but he had lost a significant amount of weight. So I was talking to him a little bit, and I was telling him how I'm doing my 30-day challenge, the no carbs, no sweets, no alcohol for the month of January. And he was like, oh, my goodness, how are you even, not raging every moment? He's like, I would never be able to do all three of those at the same time. So it got me to thinking, you know what? Yeah, this is a big deal. I really am not giving myself enough credit. I have to say, it has really not been too terribly difficult for me. And I think mostly because I just made that decision and I was doing it. Nothing was going to veer me off course. This is what I wanted to do for the month of January. January sucks anyway, right? So wanted to get back on track with some more healthy eating, wanted to lose a little weight, wanted to prove I could go 30 days without alcohol. Let me tell you, it hasn't been that hard. Now, this Saturday, I talked about how both Joe and I were kind of itching a little bit to get out, but we didn't. We didn't do it. All that's getting me through this month is my birthday on February 4th. That's all I keep thinking about. My birthday is February 4th, and I'm just, getting together with a couple of friends to celebrate. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's the only thing that's getting me through. But we as women especially tend to just not give ourselves credit because we feel like we're boasting. We feel like we're bragging. We feel like we're being conceited. We need to stop that. We need to pat ourselves on the back. What I'm doing is hard, regardless of whether I think it's hard or regardless of what anybody else thinks about it. It's hard. I eat sweets every day. I used to have a York peppermint patty after my dinner every night. I have not had one. Not one. I haven't had any sweets. I've had no carbs. It's been tough. There's times that I've been starving. Starving like Marvin. But I am pushing through. I am persevering. And you know what? It is hard at times. So good on me. I'm going to pat myself on the back. I'm going to give myself some credit and say, congratulations, Wendy. Go you. Go you. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Thank you for letting me take some time to have my say. So I am going to be making a big purchase today. I've decided today is the day. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to go out and I'm going to get a new computer. And I am going to get a Mac. Now, I was going to go to the Apple store, which there is no Apple store around me. I think the closest one is like 45 minutes. And I was talking to my friend Megan about it because she has a Mac. And I was asking her if she purchased hers at the Apple store or, someplace close by. Or she said she went to Best Buy, which I really have issues with Best Buy. They've really kind of let me down in the past, shall we say. But she said, I have a credit card there and I could get it for 18 months, no financing. I was like, oh, that is perfect. That is the perfect option for me right now. I can go in there, apply for a credit card. I'm pretty sure I'll get it. I have pretty excellent credit. And then I can pay it off in installments without having to pay any credit. This way I don't even have to put it on my credit card. I don't have to pay any interest charges, any interest rates on it. So this turns out to be the perfect scenario. So I think that's what I'm going to do today. The computer is not making any noise thus far. It made the noise almost all day yesterday. I was working on it quite a bit. And it's just got to be some kind of fan. We were looking it up, and Megan had discovered, she said that the explanation was it was probably some sort of fan that lost a blade or was hitting up against something inside the computer. There's really not much you can do about it. except replace the fan, which would probably cost just as much as a new computer. Not a Mac, but the one probably as much as the one I have now. So I'm going to go ahead and the biggest problem with getting a new computer, and not only getting a new computer, but switching operating systems, is it's going to take such a long time for me to be able to figure all of this out, right? It's going to take me a while to figure out how to use it. It's just going to be a completely different scenario for me. Like when I went from my Android phone to my iPhone, it took a big period of adjustment. And honestly, my days are so jam-packed. I don't have the time for this. I don't have the time to commit. But, if I keep putting off the purchase of my computer, one day I'm going to wake up and my computer's just not going to be working at all, or the noise is going to be so loud that you're going to be able to hear it. And then I'm not going to be able to do my podcast. So I'm trying to avoid that scenario. But I feel like I'm going to have to buckle down and give my new computer a bunch load of my time, which, you got to do what you got to do. So looks like I'm stepping up my game a little bit further, which is okay because I just got my high performance planner from Brendan Bouchard. I always put an R in there where it's not supposed to go. So I am going to wait until Monday to start using that. But this is a very committed planner. Very committed. So I'm thinking that if you stay committed to it, it will give you the results that you're looking for. High production. So here is hoping. Today's topic, I wanted to know if you are a cat person or a dog person. I asked you to post a picture of your pet, and thank you to everyone who took the time to post a picture of your pet. We all love to show off our pets, don't we? We all think we have the cutest dog, because we all do. We all think we have the best dog, because we all do. And, well, I think that shows you what person I am. I am a dog person. I've had a cat. I had my cat Frisco, and I had him for 13 years. He was a very unhealthy big boy. He liked his food, and he was very, very overweight, which led to diabetes, which led to a not-so-long life for him. 13 years, not very long for a cat. That's the one of the good things about cats is they do have a longer lifespan than dogs for the most part. You can get a good 20 years out of a cat, but dogs, very rare you find a dog that lives to be 20. So I do agree, cats, much more low maintenance. When I had my cat, I would be able to go away for 3 days and not have to worry about him. I just fill up a couple of food bowls. He would probably eat them in the first day, but then I figured if he ate that much food in 3 days, then he could go a day or two without being refilled. Left a bunch of water bowls on the floor next to the food, and then made sure the kitty litter was clean. And, you could just go away. You can't do that with a dog. They have to go out. They have to go potty. So they are a lot less maintenance. But I always felt that dogs are just so much more energetic, they have so much more life to them. The enthusiasm that they have, the energy and the loyalty and the excitedness that they get when they see you come home every day. I mean, is there anything better than that? I just love it. Now, I know that my cat loved me, but I think he was truly only happy to see me at feeding time. He put up with me. He was good like that. But I don't know. He was never excited when I came home. He certainly didn't jump up and down and try and get on my lap. But I know people are very passionate. Marcy wanted to know why I would ask such a question. Was I trying to start a fight? Well, maybe, but just a friendly fight. Just a friendly fight, right? So when it comes down to it, in my own little survey here, dogs are the big winners. We've got 16 people that voted for dogs. We had 3 people that voted for cats, and 4 people voted for both. Hey, you know what? That's why there are dogs and there are cats. You choose what you prefer. We even had a write-in vote for parrots.